Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's One Funny Morning. I'm Dana Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever.
That's called
our
murder
small
in New Jersey.
he was a lot
Like what is?
with his everything.
Oh.
What's outside your Puerta de Clima?
That's Stella! Yeah!
Hi, this is LaFive from Northern Ontario, Canada. Hi, Dina. Hi, my $5 friends. Well, $6.49 if you're Canadian. Here is our pastime in Northern Ontario. Here's something else we get to deal with in Northern Ontario. The death icicles. And here's something else we do a lot of. And sometimes there's so much snow we can't open up the back door. But you know, this could be far worse. I could be poor Judy from Saskatoon. It's minus 46, and it's the same, my American friends. 46, minus 46 Celsius, minus 46 Fahrenheit. Oof. But you know the best part now? We're gonna go in, have hot chocolate, and watch our dear friend Dina uppy, uppy, uppy.
Who loves LaFive? Oh my gosh. LaFive is the best. I feel like I'm Canadian. I don't know about anybody else, but that was awesome, LaFive. If your dad is half as exciting as you are, we're going to have such a great time. I really wish he was coming. I know, Andrea. That was so much snow. My hair is just doing whatever it wants. I don't know. I know. This was the best intro ever. So good morning. Good morning. We're on location today. That was awesome. LaFive should be like our reporter, right? She'd be like reporting in from Canada. I'm LaFive. I know. I wonder how many takes it took her. But she did a great job. And LaFive's like, and it's still coming down. When did you take that, LaFive? Like I don't want to be anywhere where there's that much snow, where you like can't open your door. You're like, I want to go outside, but the snow said no. Like I can't. Does it look darker today, Carol? I think it's just the light. I can't really tell. When it goes curly, it just does whatever it wants. I was like, oh, maybe she wants to go this way today. She does not. You see what I'm saying? She was like, we're going this way today because I said so. And then you go, okay. Mm-hmm. She said, I did it in 4 takes, 1 in each location. Oh, LaFive's a natural. She is a natural. Oh, she's so good. Hold on, I gotta send this to Wendy. I'm flying around. There's a tornado warning right now. Oh yeah. Are you eating donuts made with Jesus sugar? I wish there were donuts made out of blueberries. No, I have a hot tea with honey. And so, yeah, Shakendra gonna love today's location. Why does she love Dunkin Donuts? Do I not know this? Mm-hmm. You know what's so funny is that I wish that my hair looked like this in the 90s. I wish I could pull up a hideous picture of me. I've shown my high school picture. But it's still, I probably looked exactly like this, but this hair doesn't like photograph well. You know, like so in the show, in I Love You, Get Away From Me, we show my mom's beautiful graduation picture. And, you know, everybody's hair is just so smooth and that little bouffant that went like that. It's just like, Where are you today? I missed Tipsy Tuesday. I fell asleep. It's been a long week. Okay. So we just got here. I just got here. Trying to get over here in the morning is a bit of a thing. But we are waiting for Hank to show up. It is his 98th birthday today. Girl, I don't know nobody. 98 years old. So my mom was like, Dina, it's Hank's birthday. Do you think we could go live again? I don't know if it was Hank's birthday last year. But it was so amazing to sit and talk with him. And my mom's like, Dina, I bet he would be so happy if you came and talked to him for his birthday. I said, sure. So we might start up Wisdom Wednesdays again. Now I'm trying to see what time I can get there for a cool mint tea with some, what's snack and bacon? Is that a thing here? Hold on. I'm gonna put my glasses on. Snack and bacon? Is it just a bag of bacon? Kelly, she's on her way. They had to go to Mass. Then they got to get ashes. And then I got to get my mom's forehead and put it right here. So I have some ashes for today. What is snack and bacon? Hot chocolate. Avocado toast. That's a choice. Kendra's not making that choice. A wake up wrap. I don't see snack and bacon. Stuffed bagel minis. Loaded hash browns. That sounds really good. I'm going to make my mom get me a hash brown. Didn't we have this conversation? Yeah. Snack and bacon is coated in maple syrup. Girl, you need to stop. Does sound good. Or you should just do it and get the double recipe. I'm conflicted. I don't know if I'm trying to save your life or bring you joy. I have to, Kezia, I can't see anything. I can't see that far. Kezia, if you were sitting across from me, I'd be like, who are you? I'd be like, oh, it's Kezia. I can't. Can you say mass again? Did you say that in your Jersey accent? Now you're making me think about it, Santa. Mass. Mass. Did I say mass? I probably said mass. Do you say mass? Nobody says mass. Oh, isn't Ash Wednesday no meat, or did they change that? Oh, it is a fast day. I've never been to a Dunkin Donuts. Sarah, you just blew my mind. I know people have said I've never gone to IKEA before, and that's because there might not be an IKEA near them, but there's a Dunkin' near everybody. My mom was 98 when she passed away a year and a half ago. Kelly, that's amazing. You're going to live forever. I guess unless it's Jesus bacon. And that's different. That pig went to church. That's what she said. What a funny sentence. That pig went to church. I mean, do you guys ever listen to the things I say? Why are you here? I should have said, that pig went to church. There's not a Dunkin' Donuts near you. Where could you possibly live? I know, there's one every 2 miles. Sarah, where would you live? You live in the jungle? There's no Dunkin' around here, said Kimber. Where do you guys live? I just don't do fast food of any kind. Ginny's going to live forever. I'm going to go make some Jesus bacon. Where could you... Santa said, I love the northern accent. Santa, what are we talking about? Where do you live? I saw someone make bacon out of rice paper. That's not bacon. What do you... Stop it. It is a train wreck, Katie. It is a train wreck. So let me explain what's happening here. So this booth right here, and there's another booth here, is for Di's church group. Now I'm sure we're gonna meet all of them when they come in. And just so you know, she's gonna bring them all around. This is so and so. This is so and so. This is so and so. They're not normally here. Everybody's gonna have a backstory. Just so you know. I'm gonna let her do her introductions, but everybody's gonna have a backstory. Trust me. Now, Diane, she bada bada bada. This Carol, she bada bada bada. And you guys are gonna wish you were in Bible study just so you could get your own backstory. And just so you know, the backstories will not be the most interesting thing about you. She is just going to randomly pick facts about people, and you'll be like, "That's interesting." But that's what you do. My grandma did the same thing. This is Louie got the bad hip. Exactly. It's going to be some type of medical problem or something they do at the church. It could be anything. I'm going to let her do it. I did. I left 3 days ago. According to Diane, I left 3 days ago, and I had to get a passport to get here. Yeah. Hank does know that we're coming. Yeah. Yeah. So then she sends me a text the other day. Dina, I got it all. What was I saying about this booth? They're lovely. The group here that runs this Dunkin Donuts is lovely. And my mom was like, it's all set up. The manager said she's got everything. The manager is Zinal. Zinal's going to save your booth. She's going to get you all set up. She's going to get a cookie cake. So I started setting up here, and then there's a group of guys right over here that tried to sit down at this booth. She was like, no. Diane got the whole Dunkin Donuts trained. It's a Bible study group. Yeah. According to Google, there's no Dunkin Donuts in Alaska, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, Oregon, South Dakota, and Washington. What? Carrie, no, you can't reserve tables at Dunkin Donuts. Just Diana can. Just Diane. Are you not going to go to Open Table? There's no open. Dunkin Donuts is not on Open Table. Okay, you can't. Here's Diane. It's an all. Yeah, I'm coming in. Yeah. There's 9 of us coming in from Jesus's house, coming in hot from 9 o'clock, from 8:30 mass. So this is what she sent. This is the text I got from her the other day. I told Hank and the seniors, that's what it's called, you're coming to Dunkin' on Wednesday for his birthday! Exclamation point. So excited. I talked to Zanal. She's going to save a booth for you to set up. I'll get the cookie cake. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. Okay. So I talked to her yesterday, and I said, all right, so I'll see you at 8:30. Oh, no, I got mass at 8:30. I said, but you said you wanted me to come do the show. Yeah, you can come after mass. I said, okay, but my show's at 8:30. She goes, is it? I mean, if we're going to be honest, Dina, it's normally more like 8:45. And I go, okay, some of us try to be on time and are coming from 3 countries over. So she goes, well, last time you weren't there at 8:30. I go, well, sometimes I'm late. I said, but I'm trying to be on time, so I'm going to start at 8:30. She goes, well, I have mass. I go, well, then why did you set up all this Dunkin' Donuts? She says, we'll be over after mass. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go to mass at 8:30 mass, this is how long, in the name of the Father, Son, amen, leave. That's how long mass lasts. At 8:30 in the morning, mass is 7 minutes. They're like, our Father, shaky, bye. That's it. So I was like, all right, so you'll be here at like 8:59? She goes, well, it's normally done by 9. I go, great, I'll see you then. She goes, then I got to get the ashes. I go, okay, listen to me. Why did you ask me to come here for anything? Well, why can't you start the show at 9:30? I said, you want me to start the show an hour late? Well, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. We gotta go to. I'm so excited. Come sit down. Clearly not my mom. It's Bernie.
I finally got up.
I miss you. I texted her this morning and I said, I haven't seen you. I haven't heard from you.
I called you all yesterday. You didn't pick up.
When? What did you?
You're in school.
Oh, how great it is. I didn't know you was coming to surprise me.
Yeah, I had a appointment this morning and I thought it would go longer, and then
I had an appointment this morning.
I was like, let me get some Dunkin.
Why when I do my hair this way, Bird, does it like kind of nice? But if I flip it, I look like I was in a car accident. You're supposed to
I just
be
got a haircut.
a professional. Yeah, I see you got bangs.
It was only $25.
Okay.
It was gonna be $50, and then
you talked her down.
Well, I was late to class, and I said, okay, just don't do the hair drying. She was like, okay, then it's just a wet cut. It's $25.
Okay. Not ours. St. Mary's takes 45 minutes. No. When are you going to get your ashes? You should go down there. They're doing ashes now. Why don't you go get some? Bird.
Why don't you get your ashes on?
Because I had to do the show.
So Jesus, excuse you.
It's Curly Girls. Bird, we haven't seen you in forever. You want something to eat?
Bird the barter.
You want something to eat?
I was gonna get a little donut.
You can just get my card. There's no money on it, but you could show it to her.
You know, they're all friends with they all know all the old people's orders.
I know. They know all their orders. Well,
Yeah.
obviously.
They come in, they're like,
Can someone else get your ashes for you? Well, I'm going to smush my face up against Diana's. Yeah. Hi, Ryan. Good morning. So what's on your plan for today?
I don't have anything in.
You want to spend all
Oh,
day
I guess
with me?
I don't have.
You would spend all day with me?
I have usually I have orchestra at 3:30, but we have our 4-hour dress rehearsal tonight. So
For what?
our concert tomorrow.
You have a concert tomorrow and you didn't tell me?
It's not good. I'm in the back.
Look, I don't care if you're in the bathroom. I'm
not
coming.
in the bathroom. I'm in the back because they had to hire more people, so I got one back. So it just
I
looks
don't
like
care
I
where
kinda
you
suck.
are. No.
It's a good one. We have a student doing like a concerto, but
I'm going to a concert tomorrow? Oh, wait, I have my class. What time is it?
I don't know. Probably like 7. You can come to the 3-hour
I'll come.
opera in a few weeks.
I'm going to come. I'm going to come and then I'll join my class in the car. I know, Dina, you don't see that she looks exactly like you. So I went with Brooke the other day to the doctor's. Look at that car.
Do you think he
It
knows
looks like it's on fire. We go to the doctor's office and we were checking out and I said, people say we look alike all the time. We don't see it. And somebody's like, I literally saw the two of you sitting in the waiting room and I was like, oh my God, they have the same face.
Well, I feel like before I had
Gorgeous.
curly hair, I feel like I didn't. You said I look like Dad more.
I think your facial expressions, I don't know. I think you have the funniest facial expressions.
I feel like it happened.
Yeah, I'm first chair in the bathroom.
First chair in
So
the bathroom.
proud. So proud. Somebody said that they have drive-through ashes.
Where,
people,
church?
Yeah. You go to the church parking lot, and then
Oh yeah.
they do that
Didn't
for
they
people.
start that in COVID?
I think so. Do you remember when we used to do our own ashes? Remember when we go to the church? I was telling the story
Oh yeah, and they give you
yesterday,
a thing.
and I stick my thumb in, and I give you guys all
Oh
ashes.
yeah.
Ed said university is the best time. Do you think this is the best time?
Yes, but I tend to overstress myself. Well, recently I've become an academic weapon. I've decided I've wanted to. So now I take things a lot more serious in school than they have to be.
What's an academic weapon? What does that mean?
Like I try extra hard and everything.
So you
And like it seems
are
like a good
an
way.
academic.
It seems like a good thing, but it's also like I sucked in high school, and then now I'm doing good. I had a 100. Should I tell them about how I got the extra credit?
Sure.
I have a 109.
Oh yeah, no, this is funny. Go ahead. All right, so tell them what the class is.
It's music history, but it's like it's all about like instruments and like this is all like Asian music history. So we take a chunk of each section. We go through like all the different instruments they have and what they're made of, and then our tests are like 2 halves. It's like 160 points for like you have to listen and then guess what the instrument is, and the second half is like writing. But the day I went into the test, I knew I wasn't going to do great because I didn't have time to study as much. And I came in and there's an older lady in my class, and she started throat singing because that was part of like the Mongolian throat singing that we were doing. And she started throat singing. She's like, okay, do I get the extra credit now? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, wait, there's extra credit now.
So you were taking the test, and you were thinking...
Oh, no, we were about to.
You were about to take the test.
And then
you were thinking, this isn't going to go well.
Unless I have the extra credit.
And then the lady next to you started throat singing.
And I was like,
and
okay.
Then you
and
found
then I
out
did it.
That was...
I did it on command.
But you found out that was the extra credit.
Yes.
And
then I did it on command. I was like,
Go ahead. Is this it? Do it.
No.
Do it. You have to.
Well,
you can't tell a story about throat. Somebody said, what is throat singing?
So throat singing, it's like when you sing a lower note, and you make like certain vowels with your, it's like an indigenous thing. There's a lot of different types of throat singing, but you make like vowels with your mouth, sing a lower note, and you're supposed to hear a higher note. So, it's like, do you hear the higher, like it's like E?
No.
Okay. Well, we're not good at it. But there's supposed to be something like an overtone that you hear above it. The lady next to me was really good at it. Anyway, I did it. I got my test back. I would have gotten 115 out of 150. I got 135 out of 150.
Throat singing. So the moral of the story is, next time you're taking a test and you don't think it's going well, raise your hand and say, is there extra credit for throat singing? And if there is, start making that sound. Use it at work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that's your tip of the day.
Look, that was perfect throat singing. I heard the difference.
There you go.
No, it wasn't.
That's what Mary said. Take it. Mm-hmm. Take the compliment.
Mm-hmm.
The Aboriginals do it.
Yeah, pretty much I feel like all, there are ones like Alaska, Canada, a lot in Asia. There's like different types. There's one where it's like a call and response. It's like kind of like a game that they play. Like say, like if it's like the mom and daughter, they hold arms and then they like go back and forth. Like you make a noise and I copy it and it goes like back and forth. But it like creates like its own thing. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Belinda, Dina, try it. Mm-hmm. What do you do with this information? Like what will you do? Like is the purpose of this class so that you are educated in like
different cultures.
Ancient and different cultures? Like
it's mostly ancient, yeah.
But are these instruments precursors to instruments now?
Yeah, I mean, well, right now we're in China, so China has like the oldest instruments, kind of like of anyone. But yeah, so like there'll be like a lot of like string instruments that are made of like you can just tell that they're like precursors to other instruments, like a lot of drums. I think yesterday we were learning about like a flute that was made from a bird's bone. But I love the teacher. He's so great. I took another music history class and I didn't understand a thing because the teacher, he would just like speak and stuff. But this teacher, he speaks, but he brings in different instruments and there's like videos to go along, and we'll just like all have like there's 5 people.
Doesn't even feel it. That's it? There's only 5
people? 5 people in the class, but me, my friend Katie, and my friend Lauren, we all sit in the front. and we just talk with it. The kids in back never say a thing. We're all just having a conversation. It's fun. I like it.
What was the instrument you did a concert?
It's like the air,
And it was
two
beautiful.
strings.
There was the full orchestra was behind this woman. And where was she from? She came in as
China.
a guest. She came in from China.
And it's we were learning about it now. It's like air.
It was
It's
an
like
instrument
two
that I've
strings.
never seen in my whole life.
You play it on
And-
your knee, and it's like this, and I forget what it's called.
And it was so beautiful. It sounded like what she was just singing, and it was the most beautiful concert. And this woman who was playing it is like the premier person who knows how to play this particular instrument. And it was so beautiful.
There's one though, it like hurts my fingers just thinking about. So normally when you're playing something, this is the string and your hands play above here. But there was one where like it's a string, but you play it with like underneath here, and they're like going back and forth. So I'm like, you're getting cuts like
So on the outside?
Yeah, right here where the skin is so thin.
So, but I imagine they just callus over. Like so many musicians will get calluses on their fingers, whether it's from strings or whatever the instrument is.
I think that. See how my hands are like crooked on this finger, but not on this finger?
Oh yeah, well, they just started to meld towards the
Well, this
violin.
is the same intervals of like what's on the violin. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I always sound like I think since I played it for so long, I think my hands just like
formed
developed
that way.
into how I'm supposed to play.
And it's so interesting in all the concerts that I've been through, whether it's for Brooke or when Jacqueline was at Drexel, is that the conductors do such an amazing job before each performance of telling you the story of the music. And it's so interesting, especially when you hear pieces that, you know, there was one piece, I think it was at Rowan, that was a political statement at the time, that this one composer had written a certain genre for a long time, and he didn't like what was going on politically and wrote this other piece. And it was like low-key protest. It was just so interesting. My dad had an album by a South African singer named Miriam Makeba. She performed a click song that was so cool because they made the clicking sound with her mouth while singing. It's amazing. Yeah. Brooke, was it called an erhu? Oh, she said it was an erhu. Let me see if I can find a picture of an erhu. It was just so beautiful. Erhu. Okay. Let's go to. No, let's go back. Images. Oh yeah, let me show you this picture. It looks so simple. Share screen. Share. So let's see. There's a picture of this guy. So that's it. It doesn't look like anything that I've ever seen in my whole life. Hold on. Why is it not going to the right page? Let me remove and share again. But it's so simple. So here is a picture of a 16-year-old who apparently is, I guess, the premier. The 5-inch soundbox, 6 on the player's thigh, attached to a long vertical neck. The neck leads to tuners and strings. I would imagine like a guitar. That it's close to the sound of the human voice, which is one of the reasons why the erhu is so good at expressing human emotions and dog sounds. If you get a chance, just Google erhu and listen to it. I saw and heard a concert with this instrument when I taught in China once. It's so beautiful, and it's not a sound that you would hear anywhere else. You know, it was a beautiful concert. And you know, how long we've been on the planet. I'm going to ask Hank, you ever heard of an erhu? No. How? In your whole life, you've never heard this sound. And then to see a concert where somebody is just a maestro, it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. So I found a 16-year-old who apparently is like another maestro at the Erhu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, here's a picture.
I forget who this. It was so long ago. I think was she in the Philly orchestra?
Oh, really?
No, I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Probably shouldn't eat this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you share it again? I was in the shower. Yeah, girl, of course I can.
You can share.
Yeah, I can screen share. So this is the kid. He's 16. He plays the erhu. People call it the Chinese violin, but it should be the other way around because the erhu is about 1,000 years older than the violin. Maybe the violin should be called the Western erhu.
It sounds like
1,000 years
singing.
older. Oh, it says we can listen. Hold on.
My name is Benjamin Lee. I'm 16 years old and
guys
I
hear that?
play the erhu.
Oh wait, we're gonna get into. If I play too much, it's gonna feel something. Okay. Well, you get it. Mm-hmm. Did you hear it? I don't know. If you guys can hear
It
things
sounds like
when I
someone
play
singing.
them. Yeah, it's so beautiful. No, I don't know what it was called. Never seen one. Looked like a record player with a metal circle with holes all around it. It has to be ancient.
A record player
With holes in it. Are you sure it wasn't that thing that we had when we were little? Remember those plastic records? Mm-hmm. It's very cool, Brian. You should listen. Go find that kid. Just put in erhu, and that 16-year-old's going to pop up, and you can listen. It's quite fantastic. Mm-hmm. I know. Diana's going to show. What is it? 9:70. How long does it take to get ashes?
Wasn't it like the full mass?
It's going to take Hank. He's 98. He's not come running in. Why are you sitting all the way over there? Like I
don't
can
want
just
to
see
eat in
your
front
shoulder.
of the camera.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know, Janice. Yeah. So funny.
Did you hear?
We're getting into construction work.
Aunt Nikki's going to.
Yeah.
Paris?
Yeah, she's going to France. Mm-hmm.
Why is it France?
I don't know. There's a guy at the window. He just stood at the window and just stared at Brooke and I. Yep, he's still doing it. It's mesmerizing. That is the best word. Erhu music is mesmerizing. I'll go listen to some. I feel like it's good. It's like very good meditation music. I wonder if he told Alexa to play it, if she would even know.
I feel like it'd be harder to do because, like, there's no fret on the violin, but there's no, like, board to put your fingers on. It's just a string.
Are they just sliding up and down?
Yeah.
Wow. I just texted my daughter that my video is played and she filmed it for me. She said, "We gonna make a new one." LaFive, please do one every week. And just do Canadian things. Be like, Dina, here's some more Canadian things to prep us for the trip. Here's some Canadian things. Just call it Canadian things with LaFive. Mm-hmm.
Did you tell them we're going on?
No. Oh wait, Di's here. What time is it? 9:20.
She's gonna make us get up.
I'm glad she's not in a rush. Mm-hmm. Hey, Danielle. Huh? Oh, Tanya. It's about to get crazy in here. I said now Grandma's going to come in with all the seniors, and I want her to introduce everybody because she's going to give everybody a backstory. And it's going to be like, this is Carol. She fell in the bathtub last week. It's going to be like real crazy. So, mm-hmm.
Hi, Carmen Cortez.
There's an erhu station on Pandora.
Oh,
look who it is. I just can't wait for the backstories. It's going to be a new soap opera. Here's the thing. After she does all the introductions, then I want you to come up with a name for the soap opera, just based on the backstory. Soap opera for seniors. Think about it as the introduction starts. So look, it's only 9:21.
I know. Well, there was a lot of people. I'm all wondering. A lot of people in church had to get their ashes. I got my ashes.
Yeah. So what time is this show going till?
I don't
There's
know.
no people here. What do you mean?
They're coming. There was a lot of people in church. It's like the creasters, like Christmas and Easter.
You call it a creaster?
A creaster is the extra
like
people that come out at Christmas.
You
and
gave
Easter.
them a name called creasters?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Everybody calls them the creasters.
Did you make that up?
No,
No,
it's a
everyone
real
calls
thing.
I've never heard
like
of
the
a
shoebies.
creaster.
But it's like the creasters. I don't know how it have to
So
get in.
people who only show up to mass on Christmas and Easter are called creasters.
Yeah, and like today they came up for ashes.
Is this some kind of Catholic humor you pulling out?
It's
Is
like
this
a
part of
little-
your set?
It's like a little separate cult. They're their own little.
Yeah. Why don't you just call it people going to hell? Why don't you just call it that?
So there was a lot more
Okay.
people in church this morning to get the ashes, and then the kids were all there. All the kids come to get their ashes, so they'll be coming over.
So when you asked me to come today, to get out of bed early, get my passport, come across 3 countries to be here to
the
do
bridge,
this.
don't forget the bridge.
On the bridge, yeah. And the checkpoint. And I got here on time, and then you showed up
I told you.
54 minutes into the show.
Mass is done at 9, so today.
Hank is 98. He's going to be the last one here.
Oh, and the priest said it. Today is Mr. B's birthday, and he stood up, and he's 90.
Oh, wait.
So exciting. Let me get my coffee.
Oh, did you drop this in the... Oh, the Dunkin Donuts. I feel like it's my birthday. I'm having such a good day. For the part where no one showed up for the show. Well, I hope you guys have some time. Brooke, why don't you do some more throat singing as we wait?
You're not gonna You're not gonna show Mr. B?
Huh? No, of course we are. I'm committed now. Now we gotta see Hank.
He used to read to me in 2nd grade. He would come in.
Oh, Hank did?
Yeah, he would come in and read to us, and I would see him in church. I was like, that looks like him.
It's so funny.
And he remembers that too. He's
so sharp.
He's sharper than me.
Yeah. We say creasters too. Never thought about Ash Wednesdays being crowded though. We go to 12:15. Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah. When did we
They're
decide
itching
to
my
get
face.
bangs?
They're itching my face. I had them before in the summer, but then
Di, can you get me some hash browns? Did you get a hash brown? Mm-hmm. Do they rush this Dunkin' Donuts every day, Shikendra? Mm-hmm. My hubby and I watched the movie Conclave last night. All right, Marta, let's talk about Conclave. Because I watched it. The star power in Conclave. Fantastic. The nun? It took me a second to figure out who the nun was. You're not going to know who it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Isabella Rossellini. Listen, if my name was Isabella Rossellini, do you know how different my life would be? It is such a great name. Isabella Rossellini.
Is it? Oh, that's one of them.
Is that Hank?
That's
not
not
Hank. You don't know. All the old men look alike. I don't know who this is. He's going to have a backstory. Hi there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, ladies.
Marta.
I miss
And
working
she's
at
still
the
beautiful.
It's
retirement
like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Did you see what she said? Good morning, Paul.
Good
Like
morning. And what do you? What's about? Who's Paul?
Paul, that's Paul.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, tell us about him.
Oh, you did, yes.
No, you tell us about him. Who's Paul?
Oh, Paul is one of the seniors. Now, Paul's going to be 90 this year. Paul's birthday's in December.
Thank you.
And he's going to be 90.
Okay.
And he was a truck driver, and he's retired. He loves to talk about trucks.
Loves to talk about
All the
trucks.
things
Got
he
it.
did.
Got it.
Paul, so Hank doesn't drive anymore because he's 98. So his son drops him off at Mass every day. Paul takes Hank home.
I didn't see Hank. If he's in charge of Hank.
He's come. His daughters, 2 of his daughters.
I was going to say, if he's in charge of
they're
Hank,
here.
I don't want to say it, but Hank's not here.
No,
Paul
no.
forgot.
His daughters, because it's Hank's birthday, were there,
Mhm.
and so they're coming too.
Mhm.
Everybody's
Yeah,
so
are you
excited.
passing out cash? What's happening?
No,
you just
here's
keep.
your- here's
She
your
like
gift
she
wrap.
just.
Merry
This is Diana.
Christmas.
This is Diana right now.
I have to reload my Dunkin card. It's empty.
Did you know that she's Ingrid Bergman's daughter?
Who?
Isabella Rossellini?
Oh, I had no idea. No.
No idea.
No.
Yeah, where's Joe?
He's coming. His daughter's with him.
We lost Hank.
Everybody, I'm telling you, everybody goes to get the ashes.
Yeah, no.
And so that's
been
why
kicked out.
there's lots of people. Let me put this in.
Okay. All right, we got one backstory now. Now remember.
Are you just going to keep switching between?
Yeah, everybody's going to have a backstory. And when it's
ladies,
over.
But I'm not allowed to sit over that section.
He sits there. Well, sometimes because there's a lot of people.
Paul, you should come over. We're about to talk about trucks.
Oh, you don't want to talk about trucks? Oh my God! I run into a guy driving.
There's Barbara.
Hello.
All right, now
That's Barbara.
All right, tell us about Barbara.
Barbara is one of our members too.
Let me move your stuff.
Oh, yeah, move that. I was holding the table. Go ahead. And
Yeah,
what
all
else?
these people weren't here last year. They all had
Okay.
stuff to do. So they're very excited to come for Hank's 98th birthday
Anything
party.
else about Barbara?
Barbara is a sweetheart. She comes to church every day. So you said.
I'm gonna be 47 next year.
Well, I already told you we're going to be 90.
You didn't tell nobody that, did you?
I let the cat out of the bag.
Oh my God!
They're so sweet. About Mr. B's birthday. Oh,
Yeah,
that's okay.
Paul, do you
Oh, yeah,
like
here's-
Chevys or Fords?
Here's some others. Here's some
I'll
others
be the
coming. I
one.
love this.
Either
I
one.
love this.
I had a Ford and I now
I don't
have
know
a
their
Chevy.
names. They're
You know, I've actually thought about being a truck driver. I kind of like, I watch like the videos online, and you know how they have like, they can live in the back. There's like a cool
You
bunk
don't
Oh,
bed.
ever want to get into driving a truck.
What?
That's the worst thing you could ever do.
I thought you liked it. Oh, well, I guess my dreams are crushed.
Here comes Joe. And his
Josie! Oh, you guys want to see Joe? You want to say hi to Joe?
8 years old.
Oh.
Come here, peek in. Say
Hi, everybody.
There he is. Party animal.
I come to the birthday party.
The birthday party.
This is like Cheers. Everybody knows
Just
your name.
like Cheers.
Just like Cheers. There's
Just
Frank.
like Cheers. Hey, Frank, how are you? Good to see you.
Back to Virginia.
No, I'm not Virginia's sister. I'm Pennsylvania's sister.
Pennsylvania. I gotta get
Yeah, nah, there's a lot of us. Yeah, different countries.
you couldn't.
Yeah, Joe's feeling better.
I'm surprised.
Joe's
You put
feeling
that
better.
right away.
Hi there. Good, how are you? Sal, of course your name's Sal. Nice to meet you, Sal. You look like a Sal.
Sorry, I said, if you want things here, see your videos.
Oh, you do? Yeah, she's popular.
That's Sal.
Yeah. All right, now tell us about Sal.
Sal just joined our group. He's been coming now, so he's another one. So, when new people come to our church, a lot of times, after they come for a while, we'll say, would you like to join us for coffee at Dunkin'? And so our group was maybe 6 or 8 now, sometimes 10. I'm on, yes. Yeah, we're live. And so Sal is here.
Who's Frank?
Oh, the other lady.
Joe goes like, what's happening?
Betty's new.
Betty's new. Betty's over there. Tell us about Betty.
We met Betty. Well, some of the ladies have recently lost their husbands. And so Betty's husband passed in October, and so did Barbara's. And so they've kind of come together to support each other.
Okay. All right.
So Barbara's been coming for a real long time with us, and she said to Betty, come join us.
Betty's coming. Hey, Betty.
That's Peggy.
That's Peggy. Sure.
Peggy's our quilt queen.
Hey,
Peggy does all the quilt.
the quilt queen.
The quilt queen.
You got a nickname.
So that's Peggy. Oh, Hank's coming.
Oh, Hank's coming. Oh, here he comes. Brooke, put this over there for now.
It's a party at Dunkin'.
It's a party at Dunkin'. Yeah, creasters don't get invited. You gotta be committed to the church in order. No creasters. This is a no creaster zone. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. How are you?
This is Tina. This is my Jade.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you on already?
Yeah, we're on. Yeah. No, you can say hi.
So Hank's with his other daughter. So
What time does she
Thanks for his other daughter. I started 8:30 because Diana told me that that's when you were coming. And I've been sitting here for an
I
hour.
told her Mass,
all right.
Mass is 8:30.
It's all right. It's fine.
Is this Brooke?
This is Brooke.
I heard about Brooke and Jacqueline, right? Yeah, I know about Dean went to Juilliard.
Yeah, well, for a hot 2 minutes, Dean was going to Juilliard,
I'm
but
telling you, you have bragging rights.
yeah, no, we're very excited about it. Very excited.
My face is on there.
You could just yell Betty, Peggy, Sal. Somebody gonna answer you. Just pick like a older name. There's gonna be a Sylvia coming. Now, who's this?
This is Mary.
Mary. Nice to meet you. Oh, Hank is here. Are we singing happy birthday?
Oh, yeah, let's sing happy
Yeah,
birthday.
let's sing happy birthday.
All right. And then he comes sing.
Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Hank. Happy birthday to you. I'm in charge of the photos and different things. Everybody. Oh, I'm the photographer too. Nobody. Yeah. All right, you gotta. Am I leaving? Yeah, you're that way. You can come sit over here. I just gotta put Hank over here.
Well, where's Grandma gonna sit?
I don't know. On your lap. Yeah. Yeah. All right, now listen. It's Hank's 98th birthday. We met Hank. How are you? Hank, you're on this side. How are you?
Lousy. I'm surprised and shocked.
This is your best day ever. It's your birthday.
Yesterday, I was out with my handicap group, the kids and so forth, and they played a game I never had before. The people there were asked to try little notes to see if the person, it was my birthday, we were kind of sharing a birthday.
Sharing a birthday.
And they would write something and see if they could identify who wrote it.
Okay.
And it was kind of an interesting thing, you know.
Okay. Well, what were they writing?
Well, I had a good one. What I said, when you read this, you won't believe it. but it was a nice little story.
It is a nice story. So listen, in celebration of your birthday, I have some questions to ask you. Are you ready?
Not.
Well, I found.
Just, do you want the truth?
I want the truth.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
All right, here we go. So there's a list of questions that I found that they asked a woman who was a centenarian. She was 100. So you're still a little young for this test or these questions. But here we go. All right. So the first question is, what is the secret to your longevity and good health? What's your secret for everybody watching, Hank?
First of all, I think it's a gift of God. We're getting away from that. I don't know. I know one of the things that has given me a reason to keep moving was the people with whom I work. When you work with handicapped, disabled kids, and kids who have short lifespans, you learn a different philosophy of what's happening.
So you have a very giving nature, and you think that that's a big part of it?
Absolutely.
All right. I like that answer.
And plus, you always get into the fact, you talk about genetics and all that.
Yeah.
But I always say my mom made one of two.
She was 102, your mom?
Yeah, and she lived by herself at 102. And she lived down the street from very close to my home. And she had the strongest elbows you ever saw. Wham! You know, now that you want to be a good kid, you better behave and watch those elbows.
All right, okay. All right, next question. Because some people say, like, the secret to my longevity is like a Dr. Pepper every day or something. Like, do you smoke or drink? Do you do any of that?
Smoking, as a kid, you always experiment with smoking, but I think the thing that got me was getting into high school sports. And the gang that I grew up with way back over in Fishtown, half the guys never smoked, and most of the girls did. Surprisingly.
Really?
It was
So you don't?
interesting.
Do you smoke or drink now at all?
Well,
Just the Jesus wine.
well, a nice glass of wine with a meal, but and maybe a bit here and there. And when I celebrate, it's a little bit different. But
Nah, that's not
it's
your
past
thing.
that stage.
All right. What do you say was the most important invention of your lifetime? In the 98 years that you've been here, Hank, you've seen lots of inventions. What do you think was the most important one?
Oh, that's a toughie.
It's a good one.
That's a toughie, because right now we're into the, whatever age you want to call it, well,
Yeah.
and I don't like
You're
any
not a
of it.
fan. You're not a fan.
I am not a fan of modern technology.
So let's just
No.
go over some of the inventions of your time. Because what year were you born then? You were born
1927. I'm saying.
He was born. So cars were already around.
Well, I think one of the greatest things that happened was aviation.
Okay.
Really, because it opened up the world in so many ways.
It did.
And but who knows?
Because the telephone was. This is where we're going to really stretch my history.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I like this: if you get rid of the yellow modern telephone, go back down to dial phone.
You want to go back to dial phones? Let's just get rid of all the cell phones. Do you know how hard that would be for I was going to say kids, but I probably mean myself.
Well, one of the things I think with the modern technology is the inability to maintain quote unquote secrets. You put something on a phone and 18,000 people.
Everybody knows.
My daughter told me this morning there were already 90 happy birthday wishes on the internet.
Yeah, you're famous.
Famous.
All right, let's go to the next one. What is your typical day like at 98?
Typically now, we start almost every.
I'm going to move this pretty close so everybody can hear you.
We have a group, I call them the churches. We go to mass every morning, okay? And after morning mass, we all go over like here.
We hang out here.
And we solve the problems of the world.
All of those.
And everybody goes out happy and so forth.
All right.
And one thing we will not discuss is politics.
Okay, that's probably why you all still meet together.
Amen.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. What is your best advice for a young person?
Goal setting. You set your goal and you work your butt off to achieve that goal. And if you're having it, and you ask for help, that's part of it. And have a good mentor with you. And if you have difficulty with a goal, nothing wrong with changing goals, but at least have a goal. And one of the goals that I hear now today, I'm going to college.
You don't think that's a good goal?
Oh, I think it's an excellent goal. Accepting that the way it's presented now, everybody goes to college. Yeah. Have you ever heard an ad for a plumber? Go to plumbing school.
Yeah, no. I think during the pandemic, we all learned that tradespeople are indispensable. Because everybody was like, if I'm going to be stuck in this house, I would like it to be nicer. Yeah. Who can I call?
Yeah, well, I always kid people. I say, you don't call a college graduate when you got a leak in your faucet.
That's right.
Kind of thing.
That's right, because I can't help you. All right, next question. What do you eat for breakfast? How do you start the day off great at 98?
Typically, I'm not a water drinker, believe it or not. I drink a great deal of coffee. I live by coffee. I must have coffee, juice, and I have cereal for almost every morning.
What kind of cereal? Let me guess. You're a cornflakes guy.
Nope.
You're I'm not gonna say Cocoa Krispies. It's gonna be something like oatmeal.
Cheerios.
I knew it was going to be something like tried and true.
Yeah.
What flavor though? Because there's a million.
One with the cinnamon. That's all.
Okay. A little fancy.
And occasionally I'll break it down with eggs and so forth.
Okay.
but rarely. But
Do you
chicken,
eat bacon?
rarely. I'm not much of a meat eater to begin with. Chicken and fish.
All right, let's see. What do you do to stay young?
Think young. It's as simple as that.
So to stay young, you think young. What does that mean to you to think
It
young?
means that the goals that you achieve are going to, whatever, keep you doing things. You know, you just don't sit back, even when I can't get out of the house. You're planning to do something. So, as I say, staying active is the key to anything and everything. And the worst thing has happened to me in recent years, I don't drive anymore.
Yeah.
It's a killer, you know.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. But I hear you got Paul. Paul.
I have a group of people that offer to take me any place I want.
That's nice.
But I will not ask them to take me, quote unquote, like to the doctor. I don't want anybody waiting 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I need a lift, they're there. And each of the churches, Paul and Joe, who's not here right now.
Now, Hank, do you know what a creaster is?
Who?
A creaster. Yeah, that's what I said. Diane says that a creaster are the people who only show up at Christmas and Easter.
Oh. And on Ash Wednesday.
On Ash Wednesday. Today.
Yeah.
Ashy creasters.
We have a name for them. Some kind of part-time Catholic or something.
Yeah.
They go on occasions or something like that, but you don't see them for the next 52 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
So Janice has a question because in the 92 years you have seen a number of presidents.
98 years.
98. I don't want to take anything away from you. You're right. 98. Who's your favorite president?
Well, first of all, Harry Truman. I was in the service, and the war was getting hot and heavy. And I would be possibly in line for combat duty because I got into the tail end of the war. I always say when Harry dropped the bomb, made that decision to drop the bomb, he saved my life. And I think the best years of my life were during the Eisenhower administration. Getting married, getting a job, starting a family, and everybody seemed to be on page one, so to speak. Beyond that, politics stinks.
Yeah. We don't talk about it, but that was a good question. Let's see. What do you do when you're stressed out?
I tend to go into a silent mode when I'm stressed out. My wife has almost killed me because I refuse to argue.
Really?
Because I live by a philosophy that says don't say anything in anger that you wouldn't say when you were not angry. So when we have an argument, I sit and wait for her to finish, and I might say something at the end, or sometimes just ignore it. Kind of thing.
I'm sure that. Crazy. Yeah, I was going to say. I'm sure that went over really well.
What do you think about it? No, it sounds I didn't occasionally, but I love my wife.
Yeah.
Am I going to fight with her? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But,
so you just got to get quiet and meditative yourself.
Pardon?
Like you just kind of get quiet when you're stressed out.
Yeah, and try and solve a problem. The same thing in school. If I had a problem in school, the teachers knew I was having a problem because it's the only time I closed the door to my office.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If my office door was closed, it was either I was having a heavy meeting, or I was having a problem.
Yeah.
So I'd sit there and
work
it out.
Okay.
And then hopefully get an answer.
Hopefully the door opens again. All good.
My teachers read me like a book.
All right. What advice would you give to your younger self? I'm sorry.
Your
younger self, like the 50-year-old Hank or 20-year-old Hank, for all the people at different ages, what would you tell yourself?
I don't know. It's difficult. I think you go through various phases, and I think you have to adapt and adjust. A&A is my big thing. And I say that I still think goal setting is such a critical thing for anybody.
Why do you think that's so important?
Because it gives you the motivation to achieve something, you know. And if you don't have that kind of motivation, what are you going to do? End up sitting and watching television all day? No. And I think you have to have some kind of a goal and be adaptable enough to change and adjust. A&A, I always say, adapt and adjust.
A&A, adapt and adjust. Did you always live by this goal setting and adapt it, or is it something you learned along the way?
Retrospectively, yes. Okay. My wife's aunt, she used to read me like a book too. But she always said, I like Hank because he always has a goal.
He always has a goal.
And it was always moving something. And by and large, I achieved most of what I wanted to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Not a lot of people can say that. Let's see. Do you sleep well?
Absolutely. Excepting if I have a problem. No, but
what time do you go to bed?
Well, I'm as old as I am now, I have a routine. 9 o'clock is when I start the movement to go to bed, but I'm up at 6. Every morning, just about. But in between, but I get more often than not. I sleep very well. But as I say, I start into the routine. As I say, every morning I started with Mass.
Mass, your Cheerios.
No, in here. And you know, that's the routine. When I get home, then it depends on what I can do without a cold.
Okay,
and that's the big issue.
How are your social media skills?
Social media? I would like to get rid of the social media.
Are you on Facebook?
I don't use it though.
Okay.
I will not use that. I think there are certain things that people are forgetting how they're going to put this. Too much information is being let out.
Okay.
And it's damaging after a fashion. You know what I mean? The social media takes something and they blow it completely out of. And you don't know who to believe, the left or the right, and this kind of
Too much.
That's what I say when I was talking about getting rid of, going back to cell phones. You have to go back to whatever.
Dial up, rotary phones. Hank wants to bring them back.
Sign language.
What's your favorite donut at Dunkin Donuts?
You won't believe this.
Oh, let me guess. If you say that, it's just going to be like a powdered donut.
No, I don't tell them. I don't take any.
You don't eat any of the donuts?
All I do is have a cup of coffee.
Well, the coffee's the best.
Yeah.
The coffee is the best. Yeah. All right, let's see. Is there anything you wanted to do that you never got around to?
The one thing I think that I would love to have done is a little bit more traveling. My wife, she just was not a traveler. She was a homebody. And the biggest surprise she ever gave me on my 80th birthday was to buy 2 tickets to Las Vegas.
Oh!
And she actually got on the airplane too.
Oh, that's nice.
And a lot of the dream lifts that I had with Sunshine Foundation, I was all over the country, including Canada, and she didn't want to go on any of it. She was a homebody.
Where is one place that you always wanted to go that you haven't gone?
There are 2 places I would love to have gone.
Okay.
Alaska and Australia. Way back in 1950, I had an opportunity for a teaching job in Alaska. Okay? And I looked at my dear wife, and I got a look on her face, and that was the end of it.
That was it. Well, did you ever think about doing those Alaskan cruises?
No, I would not go on a cruise boat if it paid me.
Why?
With 4,000 people on the boat? No.
You don't even see them, Hank.
I don't want to see them. No, let me back up that. My principal, to whom I owe when I was a teacher, to whom I owe a great deal, she took me and she guided me up in the school system. She went on a cruise one summer.
Okay.
On a freighter, and I think there were like 6 couples on the freighter, and wherever they hit the port, they stayed there on a ship or to a hotel.
Okay.
They didn't have to get dressed. They ate with the crew and all that.
That sounds awesome.
And she had a tremendous job. I'm sorry, vacation on that.
Well, maybe there's a freighter you can hitch a ride on.
If you find one, let me know.
I'll tell you. Somebody's asked, what are you giving up for Lent?
Nothing.
After 90, you don't have to give up anything?
No, I think sometimes you do that different ways, shapes, and forms, but I have a routine, and a routine pretty much fills my lifestyle, my whatever else. And what do I give up? It's nothing that I think about.
Yeah.
To be very candid with you, but I don't know. Sometimes it's an hypocrisy, you know. But
all right, here's another one. What is your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure?
Yeah, like what's something you know you shouldn't do, but you like to do it? Something you like to eat, or is there something? Do you have like a Snicker bar at midnight? Like, what do you got?
Well, I got a cup of coffee. I'm an inveterate coffee drinker.
Okay.
I drink about 1 glass of milk. I'm sorry, 1 glass of water a week, other than taking pills. But I'm a coffee drinker.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see my question. What was the best decade in your opinion?
The 50s. I mentioned Eisenhower just a few minutes ago. And I think during that era, newly married, family and so forth, and there was always the goals again. Yeah, first of all, you had to support your family. Okay. Because when I began teaching, my glorious salary was $2,400 a year.
Wow.
In 1950, $24 a year. So most of the men in my era, we had extra jobs. You know,
wow.
One of my
$2,400 a year.
A year. My first take-home check, we used to get paid twice a month, was $89.
So is that $200 a month?
Yeah. About 10 months.
How much was your first house?
99,000. 9,009. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say that's not right.
No, that's right. I'm sorry.
$9,900.
Now, in those days, houses in Levittown were going for $7,500. No down payment. Okay. The house at 9,900. Going to the next, you had to have a down payment.
Wow.
Of certain amounts of
so
money.
You snuck under.
Going into $10,000. So there was a minimum down payment. So if you didn't, the reason I didn't move into Levittown or into some other places, the houses didn't have, a lot of houses did not have basements. And I wanted a basement.
Wow.
And that's one of the reasons we moved into Runnymede.
Wow.
72 years in Runnymede.
Now, Tim asked, what's the biggest news story that kind of sits with you? There's so much that's happened in 98 years.
Well, I think one of the things that usually sticks out in my generation was the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah.
And I can remember vividly where we were at that particular time and what happened. But it was a group of principals were having a meeting, and somebody came in and said Kennedy's been shot. Well, you never seen 5 principals get out of a school so fast in your life to go back into the school. But I think in my generation, I think if you ask a lot of people, that thing sticks out all the time. You know.
Yeah, I know. My mom always says she knows where she was. What is your earliest memory?
The earliest memory. Oh, Lord. That's a toughie. They go back to the generational memories kind of thing, you know. But you go back to during the Depression. I remember 1,000 things during the Depression. How did you make money? You know, they go to the movies or something like that. But you started to become a little bit more self-reliant and goal-setting. You know, if you wanted
those goals again.
If you wanted to go to the movies, that's a goal. How did you raise 10 cents to go to the movies?
10 cents to go to the movies.
11 cents, really. How did you? It is your mother. It is mom for a dime.
Yeah.
You go to the bakery and you get 20 pretzels for a dime. And you sell them for a penny. it made 20 cents. You had to give the dime back to your mother.
So funny. It's so crazy, Hank. Let's see. Are you a frugal person?
I guess in many ways. I think we all are after a fashion. And I guess that after a certain point in your life, you start forgetting about yourself and you start thinking about your children. And then again, your goals and so forth are making sure when you're really for your wife. That's unfortunate. The man always plans for the wife. But ironically, some of my best friends and I, we all lost our wives. But you plan for your family. So for your wife first, and then your family.
Yeah.
And if you have anything, fine. If you don't,
Now, I remember my grandma, she was very frugal, but she would always reference the Depression. Like, did the Depression kind of stick with you in the same way that in terms of how you spent money or saved?
do you want to hear a frugal story?
Yeah.
All right. My mom lived by herself. And in her latter years, I told you she lived down the street from us. I was helping her with shopping and so forth and so on. And my brother came in from Arizona one time, and I said, "Hey, I'm concerned about Mom because I know what she's getting, and I know what she's spending. So I think she's got a little stash of money hiding someplace, but she won't share it with me. Not the money; she wouldn't share the thought." So I said, "Why don't you go down and find out?" So he goes down and starts talking, and I'm up to 100 years old at this point in time. And he calls me up on the phone and he says, "Guess what? You were right. Mom's got a little stash of money. How much do you think it is?" I said, "Well, based on what I'm experiencing for now, I'd say somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000. You missed it. She had $24,000 cash in purses at home. And I thought to myself, I know exactly where she got that money. She started to save money when banks went bankrupt because that was not untypical for people to stash money away. They didn't trust banks.
Wow.
And I said, now based on $24,000, I remember when my first job, I had to give her this, and we all gave her money. And I said, now I want that money back with interest. Kind of a thing. But that was it.
Hey, do you have coffee? You want me to get you
No, I'm
coffee?
fine.
Are you sure?
No,
You're
I'm
talking a
start
lot.
slurring speech.
Okay, all right.
But as I say, if you asked any person in my generation, your first job, what did you do with your money? The answer was very simple. Gave it to my mother. And
Really?
That was typical when we were in our first job.
Brooke, did you hear this? Hank said whenever you got your first job and you got your money, you gave it to your mom.
It was typical.
Don't tell her that. Don't tell her that.
I gave a presentation many years ago, and these were people approximately my age, church group, and I got onto that thing. I said, things like thinking something when you had your first job, what were you, 15, 16, 17 years old?
Yeah.
What did you do with your check? And I said, everyone answered together. Gave it to her mother.
What was the philosophy behind
Don't
that?
give her ideas.
Because you loved her so much?
No, because you were poor.
Because you were poor. Brooke?
No, during the Depression, things, it was. Some of the stories are you wouldn't believe.
Was there an Iceman that came around?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, my grandma would talk about the shaved Iceman.
Yeah.
And she said that he would sweat all over the ice.
Well, you could back it up. Your first question would have been, did they have electric refrigerators? No. All right, so the Iceman would come around, horse and wagon, and they'd have a big cake of ice.
Is that why they called it an ice box? My grandma wouldn't say refrigerator. She'd say put it in the ice box.
Well, they used to, depending on what size you wanted, they would actually ice pick it and cut it to size. And your ice boxes always had a drain. More often than not, you forgot to empty it. But that was it. That's the ice box kind of a thing. But
I have a question, Hank.
Yeah.
So you've been on the planet in 98 years. And in those 98 years, the role
that women have played in society has changed.
Absolutely.
What were your thoughts kind of moving through that and now seeing so many more young women in college that did not have these opportunities? What was your experience like?
I think that one of the real wake-up calls about the roles of women is when I start teaching, because they had women teachers. So my colleagues were women. They were working, doing the same roles that I was performing, and I had great deal of respect for that. And the woman, her name, I won't skip the name, but my principal took me under her wing, and she guided me up the system. Kind of thing. Without her, I would not have moved on. I had tremendous respect for women in the workforce. You know, I think they've been underestimated in many ways. And but when you work in the school system, you're going to have a lot of women.
A lot of women.
Trust me. But nevertheless, the tremendous.
All right, last question. So what else will you be doing today to celebrate your 98th birthday?
What I will be doing today is resting up from yesterday. Now, yesterday I mentioned that I work with handicapped disabled kids. And we have a group that we meet regularly. We call ourselves the Rolling Rebels. It numbers maybe about 20, 25 former students who are in their 20s and 30s. And I think there's only 2 teachers left that are around. But the one who was in charge, was her birthday yesterday. And I had a secondary role. I didn't want anything but her birthday, the thing. And we meet regularly, and that keeps me moving.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday of the month, the first Tuesday, I get a rod. Will come over from Philadelphia, take me up to Jenkintown where we meet, and we can do anything. You know, we could sometimes we'll take them to a shopping mall. Sometimes we'll take them out on a picnic. And it's about 20 kids, and I say the oldest one's about 50, youngest one's in their 20s, and so forth.
Is it through a school program?
No, it's independent.
That's awesome.
Independent.
That's awesome.
The thing that, and it's very interesting. My school was named the Widener Memorial School for orthopedically handicapped children, and it was partially funded by the Widener Foundation. So I had access to funds that no one else had, and I got along famously with the chairperson, a gentleman named Eugene Dixon. Hey, what are you planning? Oh, if I have any problems, charter an airplane and send me the bill. So what did you do? Charter an airplane and you sent some Girl Scouts to Mexico.
Wow.
Or you sent them down to Florida to live in campers for a week.
Wow.
They went down by train. After they came home, by airplane. Now, this is the kind of crazy principle.
I love it, Hank. I love it. You were changing lives.
It's the philosophy that you learn. Activities for daily living, ADL.
Yeah.
ADL. Even to this day, they get a book in first grade, Thick and Jane. Heck is Thick and Jane, have Max and Slappy or something like that. Well, my educational philosophy is crazy. So I don't believe in grades.
I don't believe in grades either.
Because I didn't have grades at Wyden. We had lower school, middle school, special school. What grades my child in? But they want them in.
Do you know that there are kids now that don't know how to balance a checkbook? They don't teach that. There's they don't know how to sign their name. There's no cursive.
See, now you want to give a good lesson on that?
Yes.
Bring in a newspaper ad for ShopRite. All right, let's make a shopping list. Reading. How much does it cost? Math case. Where would you buy it? Location. Looking and so forth. That's activities for daily needs. You have math, you have reading, you have anything you want in here. But I hope nobody sues me for this one, but I think a lot of the college professors that teach teachers never taught in the classroom.
I believe it when you say that.
I'm serious.
No,
No detail.
I believe it. I see it.
Yeah. You ask, the kind of thing, and some of the problems that you have in working with the kid, it's our children. They will read you like a book after a while. As I just mentioned before, my office door is closed. Mr. B's having a problem, because the door was open. The door was closed. I don't want anybody in there, kind of thing. But you'd be surprised. But as they say, the show that I like best on television is Sheldon.
Oh yeah, you like that show?
Because he was way ahead of his time. Graduated high school when he was in 4 years old or something like that. But that's the way it should be. They put him where he is, not where you have to be.
Yeah.
Why does a teacher in, let's say, second grade have 3 reading groups? Why don't you reorganize and have one group? The smart groups, older groups, you have larger. Okay, the slower groups you have smaller, and you add age to that. The age point to that particular thing. But I don't know what's happening. I've been away from it too long now, and I'm just not crazy about some of the things I see or hear about my grandchildren, great grandchildren. But
all right, Hank, my battery is going to go dead soon because I've been live for 2 hours.
I tell you, I talk
Wait,
too
did
much.
you work at Widener Memorial School?
Widener.
Oh, you spelled it wrong. Did you work there?
I was there for 15 years.
15 years. Yep,
Yeah, it was a goal that I had, and I achieved it.
That's awesome.
And I did a job, I hope. And
it sounds like you did a great job then, and you're still doing it now.
It was the joy of my life.
I love it.
That,
well, listen, this is from the people at the Dunkin Donuts. They gave you that balloon, and then give me this. Everybody here.
No, he's going to hit me.
Yeah, hold it like that, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, for the picture. All right, hold that up. I'll hold the cookie bottom. There you go. So that's for you. So smile, Hank.
Yeah, that's fine. Good.
Oh.
I can get a reading lesson.
All right. Yeah.
I can get a reading lesson.
All right, there you go.
And a math lesson.
That's right, and a math lesson, how you put it into the correct number of pie slices. Well, listen, Hank, this was incredible. Thank you for joining us again.
Well, I hope I didn't embarrass myself.
No, you did a great job as always, and everybody loves your stories. It said Tim said, I went there from 74 to 78. I may have run into Hank at some point. His name is Tim Grill. He's a comedian too.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. He remembers you. All right. Well, listen, we're going to go before we get cut off.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us for this extended version of One Funny Morning. Hank, we'll see you here next year, same time, same place. Maybe a little earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, by then I may find that woman I'm looking for.
Oh.
With the group, the coffee group, we go. We have a meeting. We also have the peanut butter and jelly group.
Yeah, that's the hotbed.
And there's a 94-year-old woman there.
Oh, hubba.
So every time we go there, I said, David, that woman will not sign a prenup, but I can't get any further with her.
All right, Hank, we're rooting for you.
There's the other part of it.
Okay.
Sense of humor.
Sense of humor. So important.
Sense of humor.
All right. Well, listen, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Hank did a great job, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Who knows where we'll be? Thanks for watching. Bye. Say bye, Hank.
Well, you know what I always say.
We're going to keep talking.
When you say I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good Lord willing.
Good Lord willing. There you go. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.